warming up. Both looked good. I had a chance to catch up with Kobe, and he said, guys, he returned to practice on Wednesday, felt like himself on Friday, and he's ready to go today.
He's going to bring it out of the end zone from a couple yards deep.
Wow.
And is pushed out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
And a flag too, Mark. I mean, that was delayed right there. Might have been nice to be able to get it a little touchback. We got some laundry early.
Personal foul, face mask, number 10, kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down Kansas.
It's a clean living foul right there.
Travian McCutcheon got called for the face mask. Jameel Croft was returning the kick, hesitated. And Kansas catches a break with the face mask. It's going to bring that ball out just short of the 30-yard line. Jalen Daniels. The staff thought he looked like the old Jalen 2 weeks ago.
That's right. No turnovers is the key. So athletic, aggressive. Yeah, he can run, but Mark, I'm telling you, he throws lasers out there.
Devin Neal starts the game in the backfield with Jalen Daniels. Jalen looking to throw on first down, swings it out to the check down to Devin Neal. He's across the 30 to the 35, gains up near the 36, about 6 or 7 yards before weak side linebacker Michael Batten brought him down.
I like the decision right here. It's cover 2. He's very chill in the pocket, delivers the check down, and I'll tell you what, Devin Neal is a guy that you want with a rock in his hands all day today.
So after the gain of 7, second down and 3 for the Jayhawks. Neal moves back into the backfield. The 2 tight ends shift. Grimm's going to come in motion into the backfield. Hand it off to Neal, tries to go straight ahead. He's going to be stopped about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards shy of the first down by Anthony Holmes. And Carlos Allen, big defensive tackle, helping out on the hit.
Well, Houston's strong defensively, Mark, 18th in the nation right now, and defensive line is stout. I'd hate to be trying to run the rock in between the tackles here this afternoon.
You know, you mentioned the defense. Offensively, Houston has had its issues this year. They've been top 3rd in the Big 12 in defense all season.
It's phenomenal. And that's a first-year coach in Willie Fritz as well. I mean, that's impressive.
3rd and short, 3rd and a long one. Neal is going to get that first down and more by a couple of yards. He scampers up to the 43. Kentrell Webb, strong safety, bringing him down, but not before he gained him about 4.
Devin Neal, again, going to get a lot of touches. And if KU is going to win the ball game, establish the ground game, Devin Neal is the guy they're going to go through.
Look at the Cougars' defensive ranks. Again, they've been one of the bright spots on this team.
He trips into the boundary. Now I like the shifts, motions. Big Jared Casey.
He started to go back the other way.
Oh, yeah.
Hand off again to Neal, and he's hitting the backfield, and he's going to be dropped. That was Keith Cooper, defensive end, who got to him first.
I like the shift in motion, though. Jared Casey, if you know Kansas, you know Casey. He comes right here. They pull a guard. Nice little trap block right there. And you see a defender there for Houston squeaking through to limit the run.
Neal falling forward. Made that a 1-yard gain, so it was not a tackle for loss. It's second down and 9. Daniels looking. He finds wide open Quentin Skinner, who's coming off a huge game at Arizona State. Got him by the shoe tops. A.J. Halsey brings him down at the 45 of the Cougars. That's a first down and an 11-yard gain for KU.
Well, you're going to see here, he just sits down in the zone. Jalen delivers the rock, catch it, pluck, tuck, get north and south. And Skinner, I thought he had a chance. And we talked to Jeff Grimes, the offensive coordinator, said that he is long and the dude can run.
2 touchdown catches for Skinner down in Arizona State of 30 and 34 yards. Really a breakout game for him.
Trips bunch, they motion a tight end. Then you got Jared Casey getting his cardio in. Nice little trap block.
And that allows Neal to power straight ahead for probably close to 6 yards. Xavier Stillman, defensive tackle, was able to wrap him up.
Well, you know, one thing we talked about when we were talking with the offensive staff, they've kind of been behind the chains, Mark. These first down, not picking up enough right now. You know, anytime you're in the medium range, that's beautiful for Kansas. This is a good sign early on.
The score bug malfunctioning at the moment. We're working to get that for you here shortly. It is a 2nd down and 5. They made that gain by Neal a gain of 5. Handoff goes to Neal. He's running right. Able to turn the corner. That's actually Highshaw in the game for his first carry. And Daniel Highshaw is going to move the chains for Kansas as he's brought down at the 31-yard line.
KU with a beautiful 1-2 punch. You bring Highshaw in. And that was a little tricky handoff there. A little delay.
Yeah, was that intentional or not?
No, it wasn't. That was, again, clean living. They even on the kickoff return. And now that.
And Highshaw came right out.
Boy, that's not a good sign. That 1-2 punch keeps Devin Neal fresh as well, and need both to be able to win here today.
Highshaw's having his left knee looked at. So after his 9-yard carry, his first of the game, has come out of the game. Lots of time for Jalen Daniels. Looking deep. He's got Skinner in the end zone. Now throws towards the end zone and just throws it away as the pressure finally came from Keith Cooper. All kinds of time.
My goodness, he was like in his lazy boy with a bag of chips, man, scanning the field. And great job in the defensive secondary for Houston. There's nothing more nerve-wracking as a defender when you have that amount of time to be able to guard someone. I was a quarterback. I played a little corner in my life, and that was dangerous.
Jayhawks.
Jalen killing the play. He's checking. Got that cover 2 look.
2nd down and long. Fires across the field. The catch is made by Grimm. Breaks 2 tackles. And looks like he has the first down. He's very close to it. 2 defenders had a shot at Luke Grimm, and he broke each tackle.
I tell you what, Luke Grimm, I've been watching his career. He's a phenomenal player. I got a chance to visit with him before on the field, and once they get drafted, eventually become a coach. He's a Kansas City kid, so this is a special game for him. Senior year, and that's the way to start this game for him.
Went to Raymore Peculiar High School. Ray Peck, he was marked a yard shy. It is a 3rd down and 1 for the Jayhawks at the 22 of Houston. First drive of the game. Daniels hands off. Neal straight ahead, powering again. And he gets across the 15, down at about the 13. The strong safety control. Webb came up to eventually bring him down.
That was a good sign for KU early on. Running the rock, 3rd and 1. Just a nice little crease right there. Jared Casey and his offensive line. It's funny with Jared Casey. He's just a rock. He becomes like a fullback. He's on the prowl to be able to take out these Houston Cougars.
So Highshaw, who came off the field after his first carry, getting his left knee looked at. You look down to the number 3 back and see if we'll see Savion Morrison at some point. And this time Daniels is going to keep it himself. 11th play of the drive for the Jayhawks here in this opening drive of the game.
And see, this is what makes it so tough on Houston. It puts so much pressure. When you have a running quarterback, that's a design cue lead to the left. And Jalen Daniels can hurt you with his arm and with his legs. And now it's 11 on 11. You don't have to eliminate the quarterback. He's a viable option on any play.
We got 2 quarterbacks today here, Todd, that each team is going to have to keep a spy on at some point. It's 2nd down at 5. This drive has eaten up first 7 minutes this first quarter. Patiently, Neal, where he comes down just short of the marker by about a yard at the 5, hit by Michael Batten.
I love it. And the key right here, too, is Jalen Daniels carrying out his fake. You'll see it right here. He pulls, and I'm telling you, that look, he had me faked out for a second. What does that do for the Houston Cougar defense? Put some pressure on him. Makes him even just second guess a little bit. That hesitation is going to be key.
Kansas in the red zone. They are perfect in the red zone scoring this year, 19-19, 14 of those touchdowns. They've scored an opening drive touchdown in 4 of their 6 games.
Wildcat action right here. Okay.
It is indeed. Right to Neal, trying to be patient again, and it's trying to find a crease. Really nothing there. A.J. Halsey helping out on the run defense as well.
Fantastic job by Houston there defensively. It's going to be short.
It'll be 4th down.
What do you call here, Mark? We've been here before, haven't we? get under center and run a quarterback sneak, and then get Jared Casey behind you for the little push from behind.
Kansas opening drive of the game on their homecoming game here at Arrowhead. 4th and 1 from the 3 of the Cougars. He's going to run it, and he's got the first down. Daniels keeps. He had a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown at Arizona State 2 weeks ago. It was the first time he had at least one of each of those since the 2022 Liberty Bowl against Arkansas.
Let's go with the lead option right there. And that's a smart decision by Jalen Daniels. Don't risk the pitch right there. Pick up that first down, and boy, I tell you what, they are chewing up some clock right now, which is key. I think both teams wanted to establish the ground game early. KU gets to receive the ball, and fortunate with the penalty from the kickoff, get a good starting field position.
Yeah, Houston won the toss and deferred. Kansas, by the way, now 5 of 7 on 4th down this year. They have a 1st and goal. Daniels, short pass and into the end zone's the tight end. Jared Casey, his first touchdown of the season, all alone. And what a start for the Jayhawks. Long drive, ate up a ton of clock. And it winds up with a pass to Jared Casey for 6.
And the big grin on Jalen Daniels. And what a relief, man. I mean, he's had a slow start, but again, a couple weeks ago, no turnovers against ASU, starting to look more like himself. I love seeing the grin on the quarterback. Confidence here early. Jared Casey to the house. I love it.
Point after for Allen out of the hole to Graydon Addison. 15 plays, 71 yards, and 8 up. Just a second under 9 minutes, Todd. What a start for Kansas.
And I love the call right there. All right, little play action, dump it to Casey. Ah, beautiful. Get the big man in the end zone.
Field here, guys, kind of sat down with the trainer, and you could see on his face the dejection, and just you felt like he knew, pointing at that left knee, they had to move into the tent and try to go from there.
Kansas, a team that's really been devastated by injuries, primarily on the defensive side. That's a huge one right now to watch on the offensive side for the Jayhawks. Man Jack, Kyle Hughes back deep. That's going to go to the end zone and come out to the 25. So we'll take another quick timeout. We're going to see the Houston offense for the first time here in Kansas City when we return. Well, it's the homecoming game for Kansas, but it's really a homecoming as well for first-year Cougar head coach Willie Fritz, who is a Kansas City native. 1978 graduation of Shawnee Mission Northwest High School in Shawnee Mission, Kansas. Family still here, brothers, sisters, families. He told us he's probably going to have triple-digit friends and family here today. Also coached at Central Michigan, which isn't too far away. A lot of local ties for Willie.
I think Kelly said it good. He's working for free here this afternoon. Paid for all those tickets. I love Willie, man. We were able to cover him when I was at Tulane, and just his vibe, culture he sets. Just love the guy.
All right, Zion Chris, start number 2 as a Cougar. He's going to hand it off. First carry for Rayshawn Sanford, races near side and stopped at about the 28-yard line for a gain of 3 by Taylor Davis.
And I just love it. You know, young quarterback, again, makes his first start and creates a spark. I mean, they hadn't scored any points for 2 games. Go on the road at TCU. He leads the charge. He's going to have a huge game here on the road once again.
It's been a couple of seasons in Louisiana. Made some starts there, but his second start for Houston. He throws to Malik Carr, the tight end, and that's quickly read by the Jayhawk defense as O.J. Burrows, the safety, came up to undercut him for a minimal gain. That lost a yard. Cougars haven't done great on their game opening drives. Of the 6 so far this year, only 1 score. That came at Oklahoma, a field goal.
That's so key, right? I mean, early confidence, especially on the road, trying to get the crowd out of the game. Bringing some pressure here.
Chris able to unload low, but caught. And if it is caught, it's a first down. It is. That's Mekhi Muse, a transfer from Georgia, and a first down for the Cougars to keep their initial drive going. A gain of 10.
I mean, what a ball. I mean, that's composure in the pocket. It's so easy to try to scramble. He's so athletic. He stays in that quick release. That's a great ball. Nice and low for his receiver to grab it. Good catch.
15th catch of the year for Muse. By the way, Stephon Johnson did not travel with the Cougars. Concussion protocol, so he is out. They are hoping to have that wideout back against Utah next week. Handoff. Sanford again. Houston will put a lot of guys in the backfield. Each has a little bit different skill set too, Todd.
Yeah, and again, it's the RPO, the run-pass option. And KU's in that 2 shell, two safety high. They're going to give that ball. You see single safety, you see some pressure. Watch out for the fake, and then trying to throw that slant behind that linebacker that's coming up, trying to stuff the run.
It's second and long. DJ Butler, a true freshman in the backfield. Now he motions out, and here's the legs that you got to watch out for. Zion Chris quickly swallowed up at the 43-yard line. On that 71-yard touchdown run he had a couple weeks ago at TCU, he had 21.5 miles per hour. No quarterback in the NFL has run that fast this year.
And I got to see him, you know, down on the field. Him and Donovan, they're huge, 6'3", and can run like that, and that's the key. KU, I wonder how many times they watched that 71-yard Q lead, Q draw.
In fact, only 3 NFL players have run faster than that this season. Led by Bryant Thomas of the Jags. Rolling out, gets hit as he throws, picked off, and it's Kobe Bryant. Back in the lineup, actually did miss a game, but got hurt late at Arizona State. We talked to him before the game, Todd, and he said he is ready to go, and he gets the pick. It's second of the year.
It was cool hanging out with him, and Just seemed like a really cool dude. And what a grab right here. It's always tough as a quarterback. You're righty, gets the pressure as you're rolling left.
Timeout on the field. Timeout on the field.
Kobe, he's the guy you want on your squad. I was able to say to him, man, so key to have him on the field. He just brings such a vibe, a light.
Supporters and alumni are invited to Rock Shop Forever, the largest Jayhawk party in Kansas City. Join us on April 26th at the Rex at Municipal Auditorium for Rock Shop Forever. Learn more at rockshopforever.org. It's time for the Bucks Eagle Song. Here are the July Teachers. The official Bucks Auto Honor of Kansas Athletics.
Deion Chris went to the sideline and went directly to the tent. Have to keep an eye on that as well for the Cougars. Second drive for Kansas after they had 8 minutes, 59 seconds and a touchdown drive to begin the game and start inside Cougar territory. Time for Daniels, deep shot. That's a jump ball in the air, and it's Skinner that wins the jump ball. Touchdown, Kansas.
Oh, wow. I thought that was a pick, Mark.
The 6'5" Skinner, 48-yard touchdown after 2 touchdown catches at Arizona State 2 weeks ago, picking up where he left off.
I love the call, man. Turnover, take a shot, little play action, just chucks up the post. And that's a basketball player right there, Mark. Timed it perfectly. That's way harder than he made it look right there.
Well, they got away with a little push. Jeremiah Wilson, the quarterback, is 5'10", who was matched up with him. Skinner, a lanky 6'5", and there was no doubt the height advantage was prevalent there.
As long as you don't get an entire arm extended, typically you can get the little nudge.
Point after up and in for Tabor Allen. So after an 8-minute, 59-second touchdown drive to begin the game, Kansas with a 9-second, one-play drive to lead 14-0 on the Skinner touchdown.
Right, you can 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 50 yards. Oh, goodness. Great position right there, too. Oh. Yeah, they, it's really cool. We talked to Jeff Grimes, the offensive coordinator, and they talked about how they took 15 minutes after practice to get some extra work in. And, Jalen with some off-season work done, and it just took some time. And you start seeing that camaraderie, them gelling together.
Kelly.
Yeah, you guys remember JD and Quentin Skinner, they're roommates. And so when Grimes was talking about that, he was saying, they're great teammates, they're great friends, but something just wasn't clicking. So they started putting in that extra work together at home as well, not just on the field and those reps you were talking about, Todd. JD said he'll be sitting on the couch watching film, and he'll call Skinner out of his room and say, hey man, get out here, take a look at what's on film, tell me what you see.
Oh, I love it. Hey, let's get out in the backyard and work on that post route real quick.
Exactly.
That was beautiful.
Now let's see who comes out to play quarterback for the Cougars here. They'll have their second possession of the game, down 14-0. It's looking like Donovan Smith, last year's starter. Well, actually he was in the vicinity, but he will not. It will be Chris, who is back.
And they'll probably need both, Mark. I mean, their big win against TCU, Zion came down with cramps. Donovan comes in the fourth quarter and really was key to the victory there.
Good to see Chris get back on the field quickly. Parker Jenkins is in the backfield. First down, looking to throw, and he's sacked. J.B. Brown. His third sack of the season. Loss of 6.
J.B. Brown's a menace. Let's see it right there.
Yeah, let's take you back. This is the play. Dean Miller, it turns into a pick, and that's the hit that he took. He went directly to the tent after that. His second interception he's allowed this season.
Probably like a hip or something like that, where a little icy hot on it, a little Ben Gay.
Stacy Snead now sees the field here for the Cougars. They're behind the change. It's 2nd and 16, rolling out. Chris fires, has him wide open. Completion to Devin Williams. And they eat up a big chunk of what they needed right there. In fact, do get a first down.
Well, that's where he's at his best, Mark, right? He's a right-handed quarterback, kind of flushed out of the pocket a little bit. That's going to be key for KU. We talked about, when we talked to their defensive coordinator, he talked about, man, we got to keep him contained. That's a perfect example of it right there.
16-yard gain, first down. Gonna hand it off this time, and Snead gets his first carry. Hauls it to the 38. J.B. Brown and Mello Dotson, the cornerback, came up.
J.B. Brown all over the field here this afternoon. And I'll tell you what, KU's defense, they're taking a stride ahead here today. Getting pressure, get the turnover. They've been on the other side of the turnover battle. So here today, so far, so good.
Inside the final minute of this first quarter from Arrowhead. 2nd down and 8 for the Cougars. Here comes a blitz. Chris is going to hand off, and the Kansas defense stout.
NFL GMs here looking their chops. Beautiful.
Start the second quarter. Houston try to run straight ahead. DJ Withers, the defensive tackle, going to help blow that one up.
That was huge. DJ Withers, consistent force on the defensive front for KU. Forces the punt. And I don't know if you could start any better if you're KU here this afternoon.
Well, the 14 points they scored in the first quarter equals the most they've scored in the first quarter this year. The other time was against TCU, also here at Arrowhead. KU fans don't want to hear this, but they lost that game.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they've been ahead, right, Mark?
Yeah.
I mean, all year. And it just seems like we talked to Lance Leipold. He said we're 2-3 balls away from being 3-3, 4-2.
Look at the quarterback comparison to this point.
Chris just hasn't really been able to get going at all. KU coming out defensively, just looking super strong. Jalen Daniels back to the Jalen Daniels we know well. And he's hot today.
Well, good news for Kansas. Highshaw is back in there after the 49-yard punt by Liam Doherty. Jayhawks take over for their third possession at their own 16-yard line. It's Casey who goes in motion. Daniels fires near side, and a quick completion to Lawrence Arnold. His first catch of the game, 17th of the season.
I love the balance offensively here this afternoon. Coach Grimes, obviously a lot of success. Baylor and other places, and just a simple little outcut on first down. Just that in general, right? Switches it up, keeps Houston defensively kind of questioning things.
Highshaw was in for that one play, came right back out. That might have been an instance, Todd, of let's check the left knee, see if it's okay, come out, let us know. Neal comes back in, and he gets the carry here, trying to stretch it out right, but the Houston defense Really right there. Kendra Gant, Keith Cooper combined on the tackle.
Control Webb as well. Yeah, they stretch it out. And that horizontal run, man. I'm like such a big north and south guy. I'm like, man, just get Neil north and south. And this is going to be a big play right here. Keep this energy going. You got trips. I love the motion, the shifts.
That's Highshaw back in, who shifts into the backfield. Big play here for the Houston defense. Trying to get the ball back for their offense. Jalen throwing far side. That's deep down the far side and tipped it. That's caught. Lawrence Arnold.
Oh, they're going to give it to him.
And they say inbounds.
Oh, my.
At the 39-yard line, right near the 40 of Houston.
Look at Jalen's like, hurry up, guys. Let's make sure they don't replay this. Wow, what? He looks back and just chucks it late. It was like his fourth option. His left hand went down.
Kansas quickly snaps it, but they're going to. Are they blowing this dead? I think they are. This is no play.
Oh, man.
They tried to hurry. Highshaw was getting the carry
Prior to the ball being snapped, the replay process was initiated. The previous play is under review to determine if the result of the play is a completed pass.
Lance losing his mind out there. Here's the question, Mark. Does a left hand count as being in bounds? Because he goes up and grabs it.
It's a body part, yes.
I mean, watch this. He phenomenal grab. I don't know how he does it. It puts it into his right hand. Watch his left hand.
But
you think his left foot was already in?
Was the left toe
yeah.
on the line is the question here.
Okay. Oh, okay. I feel you.
Watch where he comes down initially.
Okay, both hands.
Right there with that foot.
That left toe.
That right there, is that out?
Oh,
because I think he completes the catch by doing what you say if he's not out of bounds.
So that would count, though,
by the
if
left
he's not
hand.
out of bounds.
Yes,
okay.
The left hand is a body part.
Okay. Yeah, last time I checked, it is a body part. But yeah.
Is there enough on there to overturn that?
That reminds me of the NFL game earlier, right? Where that, if he had the right color of cleats, it would have been a different deal, right?
And was his hand actually totally in bounds? That's another part of the equation here.
Oh, okay, yeah. My first glance, I thought his left hand was definitely in bounds.
I don't know. To me, right there, it looks like the toes are on the line. It's not definite. Is it enough to overturn the call on the field of a reception?
The good news is he has white shoes on, right? Which was the opposite before. So, if you don't have like crazy evidence right there, the left hand looked great.
Here at Arrowhead Stadium, Lamar Jackson of the Ravens earlier this year lost a game in that far end zone right there.
Where it was.
When there was toes on the back line. And the Chiefs.
After review, the ruling on the field of a catch stands. It's first down, Kansas.
I was about to say, either way that goes, that was a super athletic play right there.
It was indeed. But if you're Houston, you're thinking,
yeah.
They had a chance to get off the field right there. And instead, a long pass play of 40 yards.
That's like his fourth option, I think, too. So kudos to the offensive line, giving Jalen Daniels plenty of time to go through his progression.
First down KU from the Cougars' 38-yard line. Two in the backfield. Casey, as well as Highshaw.
Oh, they got something
running with the end around. This is Luke Graham. Turns the corner inside the 20. Cut back to the 5. Brought down right near the goal line. Brought down just shy of the goal line. They'll mark him down at the 1.
He is special. What a call again. Perfectly timed. Nice little fake. Whoop, little reverse. You got 4 lead blockers. And Luke Graham, he is. Nice little stop right there. Okie doke. Whoop. And darn near gets to the house. And KU, boy, they are firing on all cylinders here this afternoon.
Well, when Grimm turned that left corner, Latrell McCutcheon was the only white shirt there for Houston, and there were, as you mentioned, 4 blue shirts for Kansas, trying to run it straight ahead, but that stout defense for the Cougars, stopping Highshaw, pushing him back.
Yeah, McCutcheon, I'm telling you, you pointed out a good point, because he slowed him down enough, I think, right? He squeaked through 4 blockers, slows him down a little bit to prevent the touchdown.
No gain.
Again, Houston defensively, their defensive line, their strength of this defense, hard to run right into the teeth of that.
Savion Morrison has come in. He splits out wide
Jalen Daniels goes to the
Daniels
slot.
goes out wide. It's Neal now in the Wildcat. He's going to keep it. Probe, look and get into the end zone. Touchdown. Devin Neal from a yard out. A third Kansas touchdown, and we're just a hair over 4 minutes into the second quarter.
Jeff Grimes is on today, boy. I tell you what, the variety, the creativity of this offense looks beautiful. When you have this type of athletic bunch offensively, and you're throwing everything. You got Grimes, you got Grimm, you got Neal, Jalen Daniels. Wow.
Allen for the point after Devin Neal's 39th career rushing touchdown. He's closing in June Hindley's school record in that department.
Oh, look at this reverse, man. Again, great job right there. The block, little cutback, little second cutback. Whoop. Almost gets into the end zone. All right, we'll get Neal. Devin Neal. Getting closer to that record.
Houston defense, they were close to getting off the field.
That's a gigantic play. When you talk about momentum, football is a game of momentum, right? And it's third down. Houston's trying to make some shifts of momentum. But boy, Arnold's catch was super athletic, and that's going to be a key play to this game.
It's going to bounce to Muse, who's going to take it at the goal line. Get across the 20, still breaks a tackle. He comes to the sideline, and nice return there by Mekhi Muse. Will give the Cougars pretty good starting field position at their own 34-yard line.
Good job by the kickoff return unit, staying on their blocks. Giving Muse a nice little hole.
And this time,
Donovan's coming out, huh?
we see Donovan. Yep. So Donovan Smith will take over for Chris. We'll see if anything physically with Chris that is causing this change, or just something Willie wants to do with his team down 21-0. Needless to say, big drive here for their offense. They need some points.
Got to score on this drive. Get something.
Smith immediately sacked by Marvin Grant. He didn't have any time at all. Second sack of the season for Grant. Losses.
It's like
6 yards.
All right, welcome to the game, and you got a blitzer coming in from your blind side. He's lucky it wasn't worse.
Numbers on Donovan Smith, of course, was a starter at Texas Tech. Started for the Cougars last year in year one for them in the Big 12. Smith, time running out, fires and finds his man at the 40-yard line. It's Malik Carr, the tight end, and he's going to get the first down with yards after the catch up to the 45, a gain of 12.
Malik Carr with a nice little in cut. And you're right, he drags 2 or 3 players after the end here. Watch this nice little in cut, plug, tuck, get vertical. He's got 2 or 3 defenders. I don't care. I'm going to get the first down.
He's a transfer from Michigan State, 3 years there in year one with the Cougars. He is 6'6", 265.
Try tackling him there, Mark.
No, thank you.
Wow.
Muse is the man in motion. Looking in his direction, batted down. That was intended for Muse, but Dean Miller, who's the one that put the hit earlier in the game on Chris, got an arm up to knock that up.
That's key right there. He knows he's not going to get there, and just reads his eyes, times it perfectly. They had something cooking, too, in the flat.
Yes. There was a lot of yards after catch there for Muse if that ball finds him. Look to the sideline by Smith. 2nd and 10 from their 45. Smith's going to keep it. Pulled down by Dean Miller once again. Miller all over the field right now for the Jayhawks, the redshirt junior from Los Angeles.
That's 2 plays in a row. What else What else do you need me to do, coach? You need me to bat a ball down, run down a big physical running quarterback? I saw them before the game, both Chris and Donovan. 6'3", 230 with wheels.
Big third down here for Houston. 3rd and 7, ball near midfield. Smith steps up, fires, first down catch. Devin Williams into Kansas territory at the 41 of the Jayhawks.
That's just a great play call right there by offensive coordinator Kevin Barbay. And they needed that, Mark. They needed to be able to get the crowd out of it a little bit. Nice tackle there. I love the sidearm like swag by Donovan. Just put it on target. First down.
Second third down conversion for the Cougars today in 4 tries. Donovan. Smith gonna run. He takes off. There's a flag way back behind the play at the 40. He's tackled by Cornell Wheeler. Wheeler is in the game for Kansas, which is noteworthy for the Jayhawk fans, but the hold's gonna bring it back.
You know, and that's what Houston has with Donovan.
Number 68, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
It's a left tackle, Dakota White, transfer from Louisiana Tech.
I love offensive linemen always shaking their head.
Watch
Let's
the
take
top
a look
of the
at
screen,
it here.
yeah.
See the top of the screen here? You see that right arm on that left shoulder pad.
Who's holding Dean Miller?
That would be a hold.
So that's going to bring it back. Nose of the football basically right at midfield. Sanford and Snead, 2 backs in here for Willie Fritz. You don't see the 2-back formation very often from Houston. It's going to be kept by the quarterback. Slicing through, that's Donovan Smith. It's to the 44-yard line. A little slow getting up. One of the Cougar linemen, that's Dakota White. Just called for that holding penalty. And he says he needs to come off the field.
Yeah.
White's going to come off the field. That's going to bring in David Ndukwe. Take over at that left tackle spot. A 2nd and 14 for the Cougars.
They need to get some of these yards back right here. Nice little screen. Something, get rid of the ball quick.
And it's being blitzed. Smith fires on the move and a little underthrown, but it is caught for a first down by Mekhi Muse. A little tumbling grab inside the Kansas 30. First down, Houston.
I've been impressed with Muse here. He's kind of all over the field, returning kicks, making plays as a receiver.
Gained 16 yards to keep the drive going. There's a pass out to Muse once again on the edge. Gets a block there. Devin Williams. He'll pick up about 5.
See the arm strength of Donovan Smith right there. That RPO. And that's going a right-handed quarterback slinging it to the left right there. That's a tough throw from that arm angle. Used it to Muse, who low center of gravity, picks up some tough yards.
You got Manjack in the slot on the near side. Muse now going to motion to this near side as well. You have to get Manjack involved with a catch. The guy who's been their leading catcher for a few years and all alone out of the backfield. Stacy Snead rambles in, touchdown Cougars.
What?
Badly needed score for Houston. With 6:18 left in the first half.
You'll see the replay here. This is just a linebacker missing his assignment. He's running with the tight end and leads the running back out of the backfield. This is a simple pitch and catch on the swing route. And that is, just like you said, Mark, Houston absolutely needed points on this drive, and they get it.
Steed's 2nd touchdown of the season. First touchdown catch. And the point afters banked through by Jack Martin. 9-play drive, 66 yards, 4.5 minutes. Donovan Smith puts the Cougars, helps put them on the board for the first time in Kansas City. It is an outstanding place to visit. The original there. And Willie Fritz, big homecoming for him. His team able to get some points for the first time to get him back in the game at 21-7. Now, we mentioned his ties, Central Missouri, but also Coffeyville Community College. He was just inducted into their Hall of Fame last night, Kelly.
Yeah, guys, he was saying I managed to reach out to the athletic there for the Red Ravens and get a picture of this plaque that will go up on the wall there in their athletic department, but he also sent Willie Fritz, that is a very heartfelt acceptance speech that I got to listen to, and you could just tell how much Coffeyville, that program, meant to him. And of course we know, right, Todd, you mentioned it, he has a knack for turning programs around, and he did it there. They won that championship in '90.
It's a catch by Arnold, and he's still on his feet all the way up near midfield. McCutcheon eventually brings him down. One more note on Willie Fritz. I mentioned at the top of the show, 1978 graduate of Shawnee Mission Northwest High School. The current varsity football coach there is Bo Black, who played for Willie at Sam Houston State.
That's
now,
tough.
unfortunately,
Tough
Lawrence Arnold, after that catch and run, slow getting up.
I was just about to say, man, he's had a phenomenal game so far. You hate to see him getting banged up. I don't know if he got dinged a little bit at the end, and runs a great curl route, gets north and south. We'll see here at the end of this, getting chased down and fighting for extra yards. I think that head smacked. Yeah, you see that little whiplash there in the back, and take a look at him in the tent, make sure that he can clear the cobwebs.
Third catch for Arnold today, 69 receiving yards. Had that 40-yard catch that kept the previous drive for Kansas going.
First and 10 Kansas at the Jayhawk 48.
The Jayhawks first down from their own 48. We're under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Daniels backs up into the pistol. Fake the handoff, roll right, and he fires off target to Grimm. There have been some instances during this 5-game skid where Daniels' accuracy has certainly had some issues. That's really the first time we've seen him miss badly today.
And I love the play call, Mark. I mean, it's naked on first down. Luke Grimm runs the comeback route, the deep comeback. It's the number 5 route, the NFL route tree. And he's wide open. He's wide open. And you see that. When you watch it on film as a quarterback the next day, you're always like, man, that dude was wide. How'd I miss him?
Here's Grimm going into the backfield. It's a handoff. Neal straight ahead. And he's going to have a Jayhawks first down up near the Cougar 40. Control Webb eventually able to bring him down, but not before a gain of 11.
Chipping away at that record. He started out, I think it was 180 to get to it. He's chipping away right here. Good job by Casey right there on the lead block. A little wiggle.
Plenty of time. He hits the check down. Neal will advance it for another gain close to 10 yards to the 31. Met there by Hershey McLaurin.
Mark, I'm really impressed with the offensive line for KU here today. For the most part, Jalen Daniels has had a clean pocket. He's had time to go through his progressions. I mean, that was a perfect example right there. Has plenty of time, drops it down to his check down.
Well, I mean, every year is a transitional year these days in sports and in the college ranks with the portal and all. But this is definitely a transition year for Kansas on that O-line. When you lose Dominic Pooney and Mike Nowitzki to the NFL, Daniels just trying to find some kind of daylight. Fires towards the end zone. What a pass! What a catch! Trevor Wilson inside the 5, a gain of 29, first and goal Jayhawks.
That was mind-boggling right there. You'll see the replay here. He gets pressure in his face, does the little spin, it puts the speed on. Whoa, that was amazing.
Quick snap, Neal, no gain there, met by Jeremiah Wilson. That miss to Grimm a couple plays before, for me, that's forgotten when you make a throw like that on the run. That was incredible.
He made up for it and then some. You know how hard that is, Mark? I mean, you're a right-handed quarterback. You're not kind of leisurely heading out to the left. You're sprinting to the left, see a guy late, and then throw a laser on the run. Boy, he's so fun to watch.
A second and goal for the Jayhawks, who are now 21-21 in the red zone with 16 TDs. A couple of them today and making another one. And it's the second touchdown of the game for the tight end, Jared Casey.
Well, you gotta love that. Jared Casey behind the scenes grinding on trap blocks and lead blocks and ISO. Hey, let's give him some love today and throw him 2 touchdown passes.
I think it's the same play as the other one. They just switched sides. That's all he did.
And you see him dialing it up. 1, 2. Jalen Daniels excited. Oh, my. Let the big fella eat today.
Tabor Allen. And with just over 3.5 minutes left in the first half, Kansas 28-7. This play was unbelievable, Todd. What a play, catch, and throw.
Oh, fabulous. And a catch. Dragging right there. Woo. Jared Casey, the big fella.
His second of the day. Now, this is just athleticism and accuracy. Watch this. We'll focus on Daniels. That's inhuman. I mean, how do you do this?
Here's the thing. At Chiefs Stadium right here, if we took all the humans that are present, there's probably one person that can make that throw, and his name is Jalen Daniels. I haven't seen that in a while.
Capped off a 7-play, 75-yard drive for the Jayhawks. It took under 3 minutes. Now, if you're Houston, you do get the ball to start the second half. So you need another touchdown, which you got from Donovan Smith, who came in to manage the last drive. He's going to come back out again, and then you're going to get the ball for the second half. This is your chance to get back in the game, but you need a touchdown here.
Absolutely. It's similar to the last drive, Mark. I mean, it's must points on this drive right here. KU coming out in that, again, that 4-3 cover 2. They're content to kind of have that 2 safety look. They're going to stay in here until Houston forces them to come up.
3.5 minutes. Cougars have all 3 of their timeouts. They're going to start first down with a run by Sanford. He fights his way forward. And that's a 10-yard gain. A nice start to the drive for the Cougars. And the redshirt freshman.
Well, that's what they'll need to do. Again, anytime you got that too high safety look, you got to run the football. You got to be patient. I mean, there's a ton of game left, right? I mean, yeah,
yes.
You're down 3 scores, but this is a long game, and KU's been up in every one of their games. The opponent's been able to come back in the 4th quarter and beat them, so they're still in this game.
Pass goes and is quickly caught, but Mekhi Muse, who's had a good day, immediately wrapped up by a couple of Jayhawks, including Marvin Grant.
Mekhi Muse reminds me of Wes Welker, rocking the 83, making the tough catch. He's a go-to guy. You get a guy like that hot right now, that's crucial as a quarterback to have a guy that you just know is going to make the catch. You can trust him. He's going to pick up the extra yardage.
Picked up 9, so this is 2nd and 1, and they're going to lose yardage here. Blake Harrell, defensive tackle, able to get in the backfield and bring down Sanford for a loss of 4.
Great job defensively there by KU. That's what Houston wants to do, right? A lot of quick passing games, screens, RPO.
That's going to take us to the 2-minute timeout, and a big 3rd and 6
This is the 2-minute timeout
for Houston when we come back to Arrowhead. Third and 6 from their own 39-yard line.
Bringing a little heat, a little pressure.
And trying to escape it. Smith on the run. Does get the first down with his legs.
That was just fabulous. As a quarterback, he sees the pressure coming. It almost turns into a quarterback draw. Sensational play there. Donovan Smith.
Showing his running abilities, a different type of runner than Zion Chris, with that more bulk that Donovan can bring, almost like a fullback running, and he finds Muse, his 5th catch. Muse off to the races. He's got a blocker.
Yeah.
That's Sanford, touchdown. Just what the Cougars needed. No flags, touchdown, quick strike, 51 yards, and Mekhi Muse has really been the answer in the passing game so far today for Houston.
He's all over the place. I just got the chills, Mark. I mean, that is a huge play. You see it right here. Nice little crossing route.
And how about the back? Sanford down there blocking that.
Yeah. And that's what you got to love, man. A running back that doesn't give up on the play, team player. And that's Willie Fritz, man. He preaches that all the time. That's the culture. This is a team first. This is an absolutely gigantic play for the Cougars.
No question. 6th play of 50-plus yards this season for the Cougars, and Donovan Smith has been a spark off the bench today.
And he picks up the 1st down, 3rd down, then drops the crossing route to his trusty target. Wes Welker, just like him, scoring touchdowns, making plays. He might not be the biggest fella around, but he is making the biggest plays and the biggest impact on this football field for the Cougar offense. You see Willie Fritz there. He's got to love it. And that's really his MO, man. Never give up. Stay positive. Talks about taking care of the football, controlling the running game, but that's kind of like the running game. You drop it down, a little crossing route turns into a running game, turns into like a toss play. But look at those numbers right there. 8 of 9, 129, 2 touches. Donovan Smith, too. That's a hard 1st down to pick up on that 3rd and 6. KU bringing pressure. He somehow gets out of it. Extends the drive.
52-yard touchdown. This is Croft. Now, here's an interesting part. If on both sides, you got a 1.5 minutes left. Each side has 3 timeouts. We've gone past the 2-minute timeout. But if you're Houston and you got to stop here on 1st down, are you going to use a timeout?
I am for sure. I'm getting aggressive here. I'm getting aggressive defensively and offensively if you're able to stop here. Both of them. Everybody's got all timeouts. Coach Leipold would like to get something cooking here too. Get some of the momentum back here before halftime.
Willie Fritz's team would love to get the ball back one more time here in the 1st half. Throwing on 1st down. Daniels stepping up now. Got to take it himself. Gets a block on the edge.
Holding. It's going to bring him back. It's always disparaging as a quarterback when you pick up like a nice little run and then you hear the crowd.
Holding, number 70, offense, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
The right guard, Kobe Baines. That's the first penalty of the game against the Jayhawks, and it comes with 1:22 left in the 1st half.
Well, and you mentioned it, Mark, right? If the Cougars can get this back, you'll see the hold. Right, you see the picture there. Yep. You see number 18 for the Cougars, like, yo.
Anthony Holmes, defensive tackle.
What's happening? Give me a flag.
So now, 1st and 20. Jayhawks back at their own 16. 1:22 left.
Yeah, they're bringing pressure again.
Daniels, complete. That's tied in Cardell, Trevor Cardell. Now, yes. Houston's going to use a timeout, as we anticipated, after that 4-yard gain.
Tackled by Kentrell Webb there.
Houston takes their first charge timeout of the half. It's a 30-second length timeout. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 18 seconds.
I like it. I like the call by Willie Fritz.
Thank you.
His team.
Well, they're going to get the football, Houston is, to start the 2nd half. And if Houston in any way, shape, or form is able to find any more points in the 1st half, even if that's a field goal, that's huge. Man,
yeah, 2-for-1 sale, baby. You know, when you're shopping at the department store, Mark, looking for your new suit, 2-for-1's always better. So That's exactly what Houston needs right here to get back into this game.
And the decision here for Kansas, you're 2nd and 16. Are you throwing the ball here? Probably so. Pressure's on to convert completions here and not stop the clock.
It's so interesting as an offensive coordinator what's going through your mind, right? The last thing you could afford right now is any type of interception, turnover, right? It's that tension between getting aggressive and not making a mistake.
Daniels going to dump it off, and what a catch by the tight end, Cardell. He's not going to get much out of it, and he does get out of bounds.
See, that's almost the problem right there, right, Mark? I mean, yeah, fantastic catch. But now Houston can save a timeout, and they're still not really, they gained 3 yards right there?
They were 2nd and 20, so they did gain 7.
Excuse me,
it's
7,
3rd and 13.
Yeah, so they did pick up some.
Yeah, but it's still 3rd and long here. 2 timeouts still for the Cougars. So this is 3rd and 13 from the 23 of the Jayhawks. 3 receivers near side.
Huge draw right here, baby.
Jalen Daniels, time to throw, fires, it's Skinner open, but he's out of bounds. So it's an incompletion to stop the clock.
Yeah, he had him there in that hole, just a bit outside.
He gave it a great effort, but was out of bounds, and Houston gets what they want. Not only that, barring something unusual here, they're going to get the ball with 2 timeouts still.
Yeah, again, I mean,
in pretty good field position depending on what happens here on this punt.
Tight end making a great catch, but again, that just gave Houston another timeout.
Kansas made a very late
Kansas
substitution.
takes their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in late.
Looked like it was Trevor Wilson that ran onto the field late, and then Kansas uses a timeout. They're first.
Yeah, there's confusion on who was going to play gunner right there. Like Quentin Skinner was out at gunner, and I don't know if he's the guy that's going to be running down, covering a punt. So had to burn the timeout. Go at it again here.
You got Muse back to receive this punt. He had a 75-yard punt return touchdown against Rice in week 3 of this season.
He's a special player. He's do it all here for the Cougars this afternoon.
Aussie, Damon Greaves kind of slipped a little bit, end over end, short punt. Cougars are going to have excellent field position when it's down at their 42-yard line. Just under a minute to play in the first half. 55 seconds, 2 timeouts.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. It didn't even really look like he slipped. His leg kind of curled to the left a little bit.
He kicked that one very low to the ground is where it came off his foot.
Wow. It's like he was trying to score a goal in the top left corner of a goal.
It was a 35-yard punt. Sanford is the back. Good starting field position, but not a lot of time, but 2 timeouts for the Cougars, down 2 touchdowns. Donovan wants to run. He's been very effective at it and is so once again. He'll slide down inside the 40 of the Jayhawks, mark him down at about the 38.
And remember, in college football, you pick up a first down, it stops the clock. So they don't have to call a timeout here either. You see Donovan calling out the signals. Love the 2-minute drill as a quarterback. You're kind of in control.
Smith to the sideline. Oh, my goodness. Incomplete, but Malik Carr went up with one hand. Yanked that down, but couldn't do it in bounds.
Oh, man. I'd love to see him on a basketball court. Look at this catch. Oh. His feet are just too darn big. Otherwise, that would have been a ridiculous catch. I mean, it was a great catch. It would have been in. It's like he had sticky fly trap hands right there. Beautiful.
35 seconds left. Comes the blitz, and he got him. Dean Miller's had quite a first half for the Jayhawks. And Houston's going to have to burn one of those timeouts.
That's exactly what KU needed right there. You're
and
right.
It's a loss of 6.
Miller's been all over the field.
Kansas takes their second charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in late.
And the
clock operator, please reset the game clock to 32 seconds.
Gave him even more of a free track. You see the right tackle looking at his running back like, yo, get up out of the way. You got to get
this year. Now you push him back at the 44-yard line of the Jayhawks, where it's a 3rd and 16. So if they can't convert here,
go in cut to the tight end. It's cover 2. Try to get something in the middle of the field, in the middle of that zone.
Smith, his man didn't turn around, and Bryant gets a second interception. Second of the day. Kobe Bryant, miscommunication. I think that was Devin Williams, the intended receiver, who did not turn around as Smith delivered the ball. And it gets picked.
You got Makai Muse back deep. He's the guy that has been the man here for Houston.
Not much you're going to do with that one. That one just barely got in the end zone and then curled out right near the pylon to come out to the 25.
You see that every day.
And yes, indeed. It looks to be Donovan Smith coming back. Zion Chris really driving, went to the injury tent, but came back and played. But really the offense at this juncture has been more effective with Smith.
If it wasn't for that late first half pick, he's been flawless.
DJ Butler, the freshman, fakes the handoff to him, and Smith looking to throw on first down, checks it down. This is Jayshon Ridgel, who played his first game 2 weeks ago at TCU, getting his second action. The recruit out of Alabama gets his first catch.
Well, that's maturity, right? Donovan's been around. That's a mature quarterback. He goes through his progression, drops it down, nice little check down, and keeps it ahead of the chains right here.
Used to playing without receiver Stephon Johnson. Did not make the trip back in Houston in concussion protocol. They hope to have him back next week. And here's Butler. Dotson tried to strip him, couldn't strip it out, and it allowed Butler to stumble forward for even more yardage, and he's up to a first down at the 46 of the Cougars.
Well, again, Houston loves their running backs. I mean, they got a plethora of them. You see the stiff arm there, the strength. That's all the off-season squatting, hang cleaning. Those guys, the 6 a.m. workouts no one sees. They show up on Saturdays just like that run.
15-yard run for DJ Butler. First down Cougars. Smith, quick throw, quick catch, and immediately swarmed under is Devin Williams. Kobe Bryant there first to make the hit for the Jayhawks.
Mark, I love Donovan's ball, man. That came out, that was flying out of there. Nice little slant. Tight spiral, delivered on time. Offensive coordinators love that. 2nd and 2. Yeah, I can go to my entire playbook. I got everything right here.
Rayshawn Sanford is the back, tight end in motion. Jaden York looking to throw. Smith flushed out. There's a flag, and that's going to come back after he's tackled at the 45 near the sideline.
And that's what you risk, right, when you have an athletic quarterback. Anytime you get out of the pocket, especially
Holding
to the left.
Number 77, offense. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
You'll see it here on the replay. Big 77. Anytime you have a scrambling quarterback, especially the left there, after he holds and then they put up their hands. But, they're doing all they can. My heart goes out to offensive linemen. They're trying to block for us quarterbacks. They're always scrambling. They're like, dude, stay in the pocket, will you?
You saw in Duque, he's at left tackle. Dakota White got banged up late in that first half. And 2nd down and 12. After what was their 3rd penalty of the game, first of the second half. They get it to Manjack, but he's completely swarmed under. First catch of the game for Joseph Manjack. Kelly has more down below.
Mark, you mentioned those 3 penalties for Houston, and that's something Coach Fritz talked with us earlier this week. Too many penalties for this Cougars team. And he actually reached out to his good friend Jeff Monken, of course the head coach of Army, to discuss how they've limited penalties this year. Army's 6th best in the nation, and limiting those mistakes. Houston sitting at 94 coming into this afternoon, guys.
Yeah, so just 2 penalties in the first half. It has been the holding penalty has been the predominant of the 3. On 3rd and 13, Smith, he's going to try to take off. He's got some room, and he's going to have the first down once again with his legs.
Deadly. Absolutely deadly, Mark. And Kansas, again, drops into their 2 shell. They might even cover 4 with the corner I think it was Kobe kind of drifting off in that quarters look, but great job, offensive line, protecting. Donovan Smith, nothing out there. Let me go ahead and pick it up with my legs. And he's moving. It doesn't even look like he's moving. He's floating.
Yeah, man jack one-on-one down here. No press coverage. With the first down after that 14-yard run. Donovan Smith. A couple of running backs there. A little confusion. Snead's the one that's going to run it, and he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, miscommunication in the backfield, which is tough, right? You'll see the replay here, and both of them are like, yo, who's getting the ball? All right, who's blocking? Donovan's like trying to get a block. And, you know, first down as an offensive coordinator, that will give you a migraine headache right there.
Third quarter has not been kind offensively to Houston. They're trying to change that here on their first possession of the second half from Kansas City. Smith in the pistol. Gets it back. Flea flicker. He's got double coverage, throws into it, and it's picked again by Kobe Bryant. His third pick of the game.
Rule on the field is an interception. First down, Kansas.
Trifecta, a triple. Oh my goodness, Kobe Bryant. Nice that he's healthy here today. They try the tomfoolery with a little flea flicker reverse action. Kobe reads it, boxes out, makes the play.
Carr was the intended receiver, but double coverage, and Kobe gets number 3.
I didn't even know if he was going to be healthy tonight. Oh my goodness, look at that. Eyes always on the ball, the straight ball hawk. And then here, flips his head, boxes out, makes an athletic catch. Kobe Bryant, we talked to him, we said, man, it's great to see you healthy. He's the guy you want at the party. He's the first pick, you know, like after school, playing football in the yard. He's the #1 draft pick. He's showing it today.
Kansas just has to start this inside their own 5, and Neal is stuffed. By the way, the 3-pick day for a Jayhawk, the first since Bill Crank in 1958 against Tulane, had 3 interceptions for Kansas.
Big Bill Crank getting it done in the 50s. And then Kobe saying, okay, I got you, Bill. I'll show you what I can do here this afternoon as well. As unfortunate as for Houston, though, it almost works as a nice punt, pinning them down.
It does indeed.
Field position.
2nd and 11 from his own end zone. Daniels fires too high for Lawrence Arnold. After Kobe's 3rd pick, head coach Lance Leipold was trying to tell his team, hey, too much celebrating. Relax. This game's not over.
And that's really been the case, right? I mean, I went and reviewed all their games up to this point, and they were in control in a lot of them. And this 4th quarter, for whatever reason, they have a meltdown and lose these games. So it's with good reason that Coach Leipold is like, hey guys, let's focus here.
Daniels, 3rd and 11, dumps it underneath. Neal will not get the line to gain. That was the 15, so Kansas is going to have to punt. So this isn't the worst thing in the world for Houston here. You get a 3 and out. You're going to get the ball back real quick, and you're going to force Kansas to basically kick near out of their own end zone.
Well, we talk about it a lot in football. Field position is so key, right? And so here you have it. Get it probably at midfield. That's if that young man right there doesn't have something to say about it. He has been so nice here.
Damon Greaves puts the right foot to it, spinning. Muse has it at his own 46. Gets hit hard there. Only about a yard or 2 of a return. Torrey Lachlan playing special teams there with a quick tackle. Kobe Bryant, first player in FBS this season with 3 picks. He and the Jayhawk defense going back on the field after this timeout.
made it score to send the game to double overtime, tied at 31 apiece. In the second overtime, a field goal by Johnny Beck gave the Jayhawks the lead and put the game in the hands of the defense for this final quarter. Across the touchdown to
Willie Fritz's defense just forced the second 3 and out by the Kansas offense. So Cougars have their 7th possession of the game. Of the first 6, 3 have ended in Kobe Bryant interceptions. With a couple of touchdowns and just 1 punt so far today from Houston's punter Liam Doherty. First throw just out of reach, and they are going to call a late flag there. It comes from the back judge. Makai Muse was the intended receiver. And Kansas is going to get hit with just their 2nd penalty of the game.
Pass interference, number 25, defense. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
It's on redshirt sophomore Caleb Purdy, the safety.
Well, what you saw right there, KU's been sitting back in that cover 2. This time they go cover 1, or at least cover 3. The strong safety tries to get involved early. I like the RPO. Delivers it. Kai Muse, man, he's been a menace out here.
Well, they have a first down at the Kansas 41-yard line. Smith running again, and for a big man at 6'5", 235 pounds, he looks nimble out there, and I know that seems like those two things wouldn't connect.
Like a Cam Newton, like revisited, man. It's like a ladder drill. You see here a little kind of like miscommunication, broken play, boop, bob and weaving, little ladder drill. 6 a.m. Quick feet. You're right, man. I was impressed with his size, and he's nimble for a big dude.
As Manu sent it downs from the 34 of the Jayhawks. This is going to be a running play, running right, nothing there. Tackle for loss. J.B. Brown jumps that and immediately took Makai Muse to the ground.
Oh, I love J.B. Brown, man. He's always got some little celebration at the end too. Watch him come out here, peels a block, stuffs him, and then just kind of gives him the thumbs down after he makes a play. Oh, I love great defensive players. I hated him when I was playing, Mark, but I love him now.
With that loss, it is a 3rd down now, 3rd and 5. Muse goes in motion. Here comes a blitz off the edge. From Mello Dotson running and coming up just a little short. Does this look like 4-down territory right here? He looks like he's about a yard shy.
Yep. Q sneak under center. It's 4th and 1. It's the only play that anyone should ever call. And but think about this, Mark. I mean, you've thrown 3 picks, and if you convert here, keep this going. Oh, excuse me, it's 4th and 2. You're within 1 score here. This is a gigantic play.
Houston's offense on 4th down, 5 of 13. This is their first of the game. Low snap, throws, complete, and first down, Sneed. It goes to the running back, Stacy Sneed. A little lunge there, gives him the first down, and they convert to keep it going.
That is a tough ball. You know, Mark, it doesn't look like it's that you know, hard of a throw, but you're going a right-handed quarterback to your left, and you have to put in the perfect place for your running back to make the catch, to stretch and get that first down. It was just a terrific play.
Cougars from the Kansas 30 trying to make this a one-score game. Just over midway through the third quarter, he's keeping. Ooh, it gets undercut by Kobe Bryant. Open field hit by Bryant, who's had the big day with 3 picks. Minimal gain.
Kobe Bryant is the man. I mean, he's a pretty slender dude, but you look at the physical. Bam, that's 6'3", 236 that he's taken down? And Kobe, I don't know what he is. He's a slender guy, athletic and physical. Great play.
As long as the Houston offense can keep the ball out of Kobe's hands, they've been all right. With 3 turnovers with the picks. After winning the turnover battle 4-0 against TCU 2 weeks ago. Time running out. Smith sacked. Back at the Kansas 39-yard line, DJ Withers.
Withers again causing havoc in the backfield. KU doing a better job this time, not letting Donovan squeak out of the pocket. He thought he had a chance there. Withers snags the ankle and gigantic sack. 3rd and 18. Not a lot of great play calls as an offensive coordinator. What are you calling?
Line to gain is the 20. Unless they can pick up additional, a good 10 or 15 of them. At low snap, he picks up off the ground, and he's going to be dropped again. The snap just caused that play to go nowhere. Withers again makes the stop for Kansas. But you're still in that area where it's 4th down. You try to just pin him in here. And that looks like that's going to be the case. They're going to bring Doherty out to punt for just the 2nd time today.
Yeah, once again, trying to pin him deep, play the field position game. No need to panic. 4:32 left in the 3rd quarter. Got plenty of time.
Jayhawks with a season high 5 sacks after that last one. Trevor Wilson back to receive the punt. The Aussie Doherty trying to angle it. And fair catch made about the 13-yard line by Wilson. Kansas ball with 4:18 left in the 3rd when we come back to Arrowhead.
He keeps doing his thing, and he's looking great.
Well, last but not least, you brought up the grass here at Arrowhead. You're a big fan, huh?
Yeah. I like grass way better than the turf, for sure.
Well, enjoy this one this afternoon, and being the ceremonial captain, that'll be a highlight for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Guys, thank you.
Kelly, Austin Booker, thanks very much. What player doesn't like grass, especially grass that's as nice as it is at Arrowhead?
Seriously, I thought it was turf, man. Like from here, you get down on the field, you're like, whoa, that was beautiful.
Happy that Austin Booker could make it back for homecoming. He was the Big 12 Defensive Newcomer of the Year last year for the Jayhawks. 5th-round pick of the Bears. Bears off this week. They don't play again until a week from tomorrow against the Commanders. And Booker's a guy who can get after the quarterback. They've missed that pass rush except today. They have 5 sacks. Kansas defense for a season high. And here's probing Neal. Breaks a tackle, but not much there. Brandon Mack able to finish him off there for minimal gain.
Houston's done a good job, Mark. I mean, really all day limiting Neal. I mean, first quarter, he started getting going, but then he got kind of, everything came to a halt.
Yeah, first 4 drives, 4 scores, 4 touchdowns. Last 3, and one of those was a kneel down in the half, but still nothing on the last 3 drives. In motion goes Casey. He's got a couple of touchdown catches today. Daniels on 2nd and 9. He finds Lawrence Arnold. He's going to have a Kansas first down. Able to beat McCutcheon to the sideline, and he'll move the sticks. He's out at the 35.
It's a simple little hitch route called the 0 route. Plug, tuck, make a couple moves, get the first down. Anytime you're going to get man off or zone coverage, the hitch route is simple pitch and catch. And if you do it with great timing, efficiency, get the ball in a playmaker's hand.
Casey motions to the left side of the formation, kneels the back, but Daniels wants to throw on first down. He's going to have to use his legs, and he's got a lot of room. He's to midfield and slides down. They're going to mark him down just inside Houston territory. 16-yard run.
Well, that's why he's so deadly, Mark, right? You step up in the pocket, feels it. A lot of the coverage is dropped back, and there's just green grass for Daniels. Does a smart job of sliding into home base. It's funny, you can just even watch him when he gets up. There's a swagger about him. There's a confidence. That's the Jalen that we know. Anytime he's playing like that, man, it puts a lot of pressure on a defense. They can do everything right, and then he scrambles, and that happens.
Going to run the option, and he's just going to keep it and keep on moving, and he'll have another first down with a gain of 11 to the 39-yard line. It took Guzman and Wilson to bring him down.
He signals first down. Just straight lead option. Good job by Casey, sealing the end. And as a corner, that's just no man's land right there. You got athletic quarterback running straight at you. You got a pitch guy off to your left. It's, what do I do here? Darned if I do, darned if I don't. It's so athletic, man. Great speed.
First down, Jayhawks from the 39 of the Cougars. Daniels again, a little delay. Flag coming back. Going to bring it back.
Need some oxygen for Jalen Daniels here.
Holding. Number 77. Offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
I always think that, like, you know how receivers, they run a couple deep routes and then they kind of tap their helmet. They're like, dude, I need some oxygen. You can't do that as the quarterback. I mean, he's just 3 runs in a row.
Delay worked perfectly, man. There was a lot of green grass there. And in many ways, that hold by Cabledew wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
But that's just how it works out. Cabledew, who'd been the starting right tackle, moves to the left side this year. Part of that shuffling after the loss. I mean, Dominic Pooney, who the Chiefs are going to see tomorrow for the Niners, has been a steal in the 3rd round for San Francisco. And their longtime center, Mike Nowitzki.
Blocking for my boy, Brock Purdy. Doing his thing.
Your Iowa State connection.
I love Brock, man. Yeah, it's a great man.
18 from the 48 of Houston. Time for Daniels. Another flag comes down, though. Wide open in the middle of the field at the 25-yard line is Trevor Cardell. Well, this could be coming back for the Jayhawks. Only had 1 penalty in the first half. That came very late in the 2nd quarter.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face.
Oh, wow.
Number 18. Defense. The penalty is declined. It's first down.
That's a gigantic penalty right there. I mean, obviously, I thought it was a hold call. Yep.
Correction, the penalty will be tacked on to the end of the play, half the distance to the goal. It's first down.
So it was a 32-yard gain, and now you add another 15 to that. Anthony Holmes, the sophomore from Houston, defensive tackle, called for the hands to the face. And a huge play here to start the 4th quarter. And we just had Kelly talking with Coach Leipold about the issues in the 4th quarter. Kansas has allowed 66 points in the 4th quarter, far and away the most points they've allowed in a quarter this season, and that has been why they've probably lost these last 5 games in a row.
That play, you saw an example yet again of Jalen Daniels being able to scramble and then just find someone and fire it to him.
He's going to run it himself, trying to get in, and does! 8-yard touchdown run. Jalen Daniels seems like he's happy calling his own number most of the time here in the 2nd half.
You're not lying. We had 3 in a row, and then we go ahead. It's called the Q draw again. Not a bad call. There's just a little extra juice. Look at that hurdle right there. You know, you can't coach that. You either have that or you don't. And those instincts that he has are just supernatural. Just absolutely terrific.
Right, the last time they ran that play, there was a hold on Kansas that brought it back. This time, Daniels makes sure that does not happen and brings it into the end zone for a score. And the extra point for Tabor Allen. First points of the 2nd half for either team here, Todd.
The Houdini look. Watch this. Now you see me, now you don't. Stumbles in. Fantastic.
Another big day for Jalen going on right now at Arrowhead. Touchdown throws and 2 rushing touchdowns. So far today, he has another 3 touchdown passes, and that last rushing touchdown, his first of this game. So he's nearly matched what he did 2 years ago in Houston.
A lot of success against them. Be interested to see how Donovan can lead his team here. It just seems like all game long it's been kind of like a must drive, right? I mean, we've probably said that 3 or 4 times.
We really mean it this time.
Really mean it. Yeah, really mean it. It's like the parent with their child, right? It's like, no, I really mean it. They really need to.
And Donovan Smith has played well since coming into this game. Here's a handoff. Wheeler, Cordell Wheeler, who didn't know how much he was going to see the field today. With his oblique injury, got hurt late in the West Virginia game several weeks back. With a hit on Sanford.
Talked to defensive coordinator Brian Borland, and he said that Wheeler really is that captain on the field. He's the guy. He's the glue of this defense.
Time runs out for Smith. Dean Miller again. Dean Miller's had a huge day. This is a guy, Dean Miller, who entering last season weighed right at 200 pounds. He weighs 235 now. They said, hey, we need you to play defensive end, tack on some weight, and he took that request seriously.
He's the guy like sitting at training table after everybody's gone. He's just still eating.
Got a license to eat. 3rd and 5. Cougars need a first down. Sneed's in the backfield. Pass deflected and picked off. Cordell Wheeler.
There he is.
The guy they call
interception.
The leader of the defense in the right place after the deflection. 4th pick today for the Kansas defense.
Man, I just love it.
And guess who got a hand on it first? It was Dean Miller.
Yep, Dean Miller again. Good things happen to good people. You just see the energy of that defense. Ball floats into his hand, and I'm sure he's not 100%, but a guy that says, hey, I'm going to fight through this injury. I want to be there for my boys. I love how that happens. Has the pick, and
well, we still got over 13 minutes to play in this game. It's not over. But from a Kansas defensive perspective, this is going to sound weird to say, with Kobe Bryant with 3 picks, it's almost like Dean Miller has been the player of the game on defense to this point.
I agree. He has caused a lot of problems for Houston.
And Daniels going towards the end zone in the corner and incomplete. That was Luke Grimm, who had to wait just a little bit on that ball near the pylon.
I thought he had him. I like the aggressiveness. Oh, just out of the fingertips. I love the aggressiveness. Offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes.
I thought he was waiting on, but he was just kind of timing how high he was going to jump there to try to come up with that ball.
Yeah, as a receiver, it's always interesting, right? It's like you want to continue to run at the last minute, throw the hands up. Sometimes it slows down just enough to miss it.
End around on this reverse. This is Trevor Wilson, and Houston's defense says, nuh-uh, that ain't happening right here. Hershey McLaurin, Kentrell Webb, and others. And that's a loss all the way back near the 35-yard line for Kansas.
Well, I mean, credit to Houston right here. You see the defender right there, number 8, and then number 1 as well. And then all the homies come late to corral, and then that's just good, solid defense right there. Staying home. We preach it all the time. Defensive ends. Stay home, stay home. And that reverse comes right to him.
That was a loss of 10. By the way, for Wheeler, that was his 2nd career interception. Daniels having to step up. Sprinting to the near side. And a step out of bounds. A little bit of a left tap there at the end, but nothing to draw a flag over.
Tap, tap, tappy.
Gets it up to the 29-yard line.
That was smart, too. You know, sometimes as a quarterback, Mark, you kind of get greedy at that point, you know, and you're like looking downfield, and maybe some guy's not real open. You still try to thread it in there. But having no turnovers for him this afternoon has been big.
It's a 47-yard attempt. It would be a career long for Tabor Allen, who went from 41 against UNLV earlier this season for a career long. And it's got the distance, but wide left. So Allen trying for a career best. Comes up empty, and we still have just under 12 minutes to go in Kansas City. 35-14.
A completely different venue. Going to be a beautiful deal. It's really been transition for KU, playing their home games all over.
Smith is trying to get it underneath to the check down. Sneed, but Caleb Taylor was able to knock that down. That's Leipold's team's had some fourth quarter nightmares this year. They're trying to make homecoming different. 112th homecoming dates back to what, 1912? First time it's not been in Lawrence.
Not a bad place to have it though, Arrowhead Stadium.
No, can't complain one bit. Smith fires. That's grabbed and caught. Jonah Wilson, his first catch of the game, the redshirt freshman, really huge, big recruit out of Houston. Makes his 8th catch of the season.
Cornell Wheeler once again involved in the tackle. To see him leader of this defense, and that's what they'll need, you know, for KU here. If they end up winning this game to go on a run, defensively they're going to have to turn it up a notch. And here we go. Speaking of turn it up a notch, 3rd and 10.
4 of 10 on 3rd down today, and it's a run. Smith, he's going to get back. They're going to be about a yard shy. And I think at this point in the game, with the score the way it is, they're going for this, obviously.
I don't know. We got a woozy defensive player for KU.
It's looking at 4th. He didn't get a great spot. They're looking at 4th and 2. Long one. But down 35-14. Just over 10 minutes to go. Willie Fritz team's forced to go for this.
It's a good job by Taylor Davis to send him to the bench. He might have got a little woozy, but he's the reason why Donovan Smith didn't pick up that 1st down.
They converted on a 4th down earlier in the game. It's a handoff. Give it to Burnett, the big man. He's got that size. He has the 1st down. 220-pound true freshman from Andalusia, Alabama. Helps extend the drive for the Cougars.
Well, he's not just big, but he's also got good lateral quickness right there. There wasn't a whole lot cooking up front. Nice little side shuffle, little JC, little jump cut, pick up the 1st down.
He missed a couple of games this year with a right ankle issue sprain. So new set of downs, play fake, time to throw. Smith going deep. Manjak's been quiet, but he makes the adjustment, and what a grab. Joseph Manjak, the 4th.
I've been waiting for him to get involved, and what a way to get involved right here. Little stunner go here. Back shoulder, good concentration. That was close to fading out of bounds, but the KU blitz right there too, so that was an excellent job. Might have been Burnett picking up the
ruling on the field of a completed pass is under further review.
He was right along the sideline. Is this an actual catch? It's ruled a catch on the field. That's a 33-yard gain if it stands.
Kind of looks similar to Lawrence's earlier.
Oh, that's not a catch.
Yeah, that left foot's out.
Really not even close.
Yep.
That's a crusher for Houston, needing a big play. And with what we see on the video, because I think the right foot is up.
Right foot's up by the time he secures it.
In play by the time he secures it, and the left foot is the first one down, and it's out.
So it's so interesting. It really did look like Lawrence Arnold's catch earlier on, where he threw his he had the left hand down. Nonetheless, still athletic catch. Good body control. Is he a no gloves guy?
He's always been no gloves guy. That's been one of his.
Amazing.
It's kind of weird to say it's a guy's trademark when it's something he doesn't wear. But
no gloves.
Not wearing gloves has been a Manjak.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Ooh. It is a catch. 1st down, Houston.
Okay. Apparently, from what they saw in the replay booth, Our replay official, Donald Capful, is that right foot was still on the ground when the contact was made with the hands. The ball.
You see Jack's expression, that was funny. Maybe that left foot, maybe they said he had possession before that.
His second catch of the game. He's caught a pass in every game he's played for Houston since coming over from USC. It's 22 games in a row. That includes his last one at USC. So that gives the Cougars a little life here. Having to get rid of it, it just throws it away. The pressure was coming. J.B. Brown was there along with Joe.
Uh-oh.
And now Brown
calf cramp
takes a seat.
Yep. I know a calf cramp when I see one. Someone get the pickle juice.
Drink that?
Worst. Oh yeah. See that right calf tightening up?
Yeah.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
So as they attend to J.B. Brown, we'll step aside with 9:22 to play in this fourth quarter from Arrowhead.
Right in the back pocket when you're out recruiting. Hey guys, check this out. This would be a facility.
By the way, J.B. Brown walked off under his own power. So we come out of the timeout with 9:22 to go. Cougars facing a 2nd and 10 at the Kansas 25.
These cramps are a doozy.
A fake throw. Makai Muse. Nello Dotson immediately right there to bring him down. Nope, they're going to say.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down.
Muse, who has 5 catches today to lead the Cougars.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean,
did he make a foot? He made a football move there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably fortunate for the Cougars because that ball could have been, if it was a fumble, scooped up, but it gives them a 3rd and 10 now from the 25 with Manjack in motion to the right side. We're going to go to Manjack. He has to wait on it, and it's being read by Kobe Bryant. Lost his helmet, so he's going to have to come out. Well, he has 3 picks today and now adds a tackle for loss, a loss of 6.
Kobe Bryant is one of my favorite players in the Big 12, and here's why. Now, not only does he just have 3 picks, let me just go ahead and wrestle him to the ground. His helmet falls off, he catches it, and then throws it on like it's no big deal.
You know, we mentioned Kobe Bryant and Cornell Wheeler at the beginning of the game about their availability. There was question all week. Kobe has 3 picks, Cornell has 1. 4 picks for Kansas. First time they've had a 4 interception game since September of 2018 at Central Michigan.
No need to practice. I'm just going to come out here and just dominate. That bye week was super big for both those players.
4th and 15. Firing. Diving attempt by Muse incomplete. And the Cougars will turn it over on downs with just under 8.5 minutes to go.
Great job. You see the coverage here, and again, right-hand quarterback going left. It's a tough throw. It's almost weaved it in there, but great coverage. And that's tough right there, right? As a DB, getting in front of that without pass interference. Sometimes you want to wrap your right arm and then, you know, put that left arm to be able to deflect the ball.
2 years ago against Houston, a big game for Daniels, and history has repeated itself so far today here in Kansas City after Cougars turned it over on downs, and there he's off to the races. Devin Neal able to get wrapped up and eventually caught by Kentrell Webb, the strong safety. There's the longest run of the day for the Jayhawks.
I was just thinking to myself, man, that 180 was going to be tough to be able to get today, but he sure took a chunk out of that on that run.
51-yard run for Devin Neal.
Right? No, good patience. Watch the wiggle. Whoop, whoop. Oh, that was just nasty. And then it's just speed. It's floating. Speed, strength, vision, moves. He's the complete package. Doing this little snow angel at the end of it.
Officially make it a 54-yard run. It puts him over 100 yards rushing and 103 for the game. Daniels option keeps. Still running towards the sideline. He's out inside the 5.
That is absolute textbook lead option right there. I mean, you couldn't run it any better. And we always talk about get outside, right? It's hash numbers. And boy, anytime you get on that corner right away, that pitch man right away, and you threaten him, Jalen doesn't mess around. I love it. He gets a snap, and he's firing off right at that end man on the line of scrimmage. He just puts him in a pickle.
Jayhawks 4 of 5 in the red zone today. It's the first time they've had a red zone miss as far as scoring all season. But of the 4 of 5, those 4 are touchdowns. And the flag came out just as Lance Leipold had come onto the
Prior
field.
to the play clock expiring, Kansas takes their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
See what Lance is talking about right here, Mark? Because anytime you have a substitution, the defense can actually come, substitute. The guy that's coming off for Houston, it was like he needed a cane to get off. He was eating up the clock so much. But hey, you're right.
That's football.
It is football these days. You're right. Oh.
The big play on this drive so far for the Jayhawks, a 54-yard run from Devin Neal.
Oh, I just love it. That is a saucy run right there. How'd you like to be that free safety trying to tackle that man?
Barry Sanders-esque.
Oh.
Kelly, what'd you see down there?
Well, we've been talking about Neal closing in on the program's all-time rushing. Of course, here I am losing my train of thought because it's such a good story. He's a hometown kid from Lawrence, right? And last year in December, he sat down with Coach Grimes and basically was making the decision whether he was going to turn pro or come back for his senior season. And it was breaking that record and leaving a lasting legacy with KU. That is a big reason he's back here on the field today, guys.
And here's Neal trying to get into the end zone and does so for a second time.
Dapping up the fans. I love it.
His 40th career rushing touchdown.
Good Casey again, man. Nice lead block. Offensive line all day long for KU. Both protecting Jalen Daniels and block for Devin Neal. And remember now, Neal's had to take the lion's share since Daniel Highshaw Jr. got banged up early. He's just chipping away at that record.
Getting close to June Hindley's all-time KU rushing record as well. He's within 80 yards of that, as well as the touchdown record of June Hindley. Is Devin Neal, 17 carries, 108 yards, 2 TDs, and that long run of 54 yards on this scoring drive for the Jayhawks, who now lead at 42-14. There you go.
Him and Jalen Daniels are two of the key leaders. Veteran locker room led by those two gentlemen.
Going to come out to the 25. So with under 7 minutes to play, Jayhawks at this point looking good to end their 5-game losing skid and pick up their first conference win.
And when you think about it, KU might be the best 1-5 team in college football. As week 2 they were up 17-13 in the fourth quarter against Illinois. Lost that late. West Virginia they were up 28-17 against West Virginia until Garrett Green started scrambling everywhere. And at West Virginia, they lose a heartbreaker. Today, you're seeing the type of talent that KU possesses.
Uiale has come in at quarterback now for Houston. So we've seen 3 different quarterbacks now for the Cougars. And we don't know about Zion Chris's health. He did come out of the game briefly into the 10th, but did come back and play. So we'll see what Willie Fritz decides for their next game. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? If we go just by today, Todd, I would lean towards it's go back to Donovan.
Yeah, it might be. Unfortunately for Zion Chris, he did get banged up. It looked like maybe like a hip pointer or something like that.
Ooh, talk about getting the hit on the hip. Mackay Muse took a shot there from Taylor Davis.
Muse, though, popping right back up. Tough dude.
He's had a great day. That's 6 catch, coming up on 100 receiving yards today. That puts him right at 99 receiving yards. He has a touchdown catch.
Taylor Davis, he's had a couple impressive defensive plays in that safety position. Physical, quick.
3rd and 2. This is Rashawn Ridgel on the end around. Lost the ball late, but was down.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down by rule prior to the ball coming loose.
And it'll be
It's first down. It's first down.
This coach is like, hey, man, you can't be coughing that baby up. But it was good. It was actually a really good run because, you know, he had a choice to be able to try to keep on going outside or just kind of dip in to make sure he secured that first down. It was a good decision there late.
5 minutes to go. This little spin by DJ Butler, and the freshman powers his way forward.
Okay.
Picks up 10 yards. Dylan Woodkey, backup defensive end in the game for Kansas, making the tackle.
It's a good experience, too, for the young guys, right? And you talk about this all the time where confidence is connected to reps and experience. And so these young guys, get them as many reps as you can early to build that confidence.
Uyale going to dump it underneath. A late flag comes in the backfield. Treville Frederick Jr.
It's going to be roughing the passer.
Tight end made the catch.
Attack on 15 onto this.
Uyale, who's out of Southern California, played in his 2nd game of the season, got in the game against UNLV.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 6, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's on Taiwan Berryhill Jr.
He said, oh, that's on me. That's on me. You see it here late. Maybe a little helmet to helmet. I don't know. We did talk to defensive coordinator Brian Borland about Taiwan Berryhill, and you remember, Mark, he was just raving about him, how studies film. They can check, coaches can check now who was watching tape, and he logged in the most hours, but he's just super proud of him.
Ale deflected, and it winds up in the hands of DJ Butler inside the 10. What a freaky play there.
That was like the non-planned out hook and lateral right there is what that was.
Look at this again, 27-yard gain.
A little curl, hook, lateral.
Went off the hands of Jonah Wilson and right to DJ Butler. And it's a 1st and goal for the Cougars.
Let's get the young guys in here, man, late in the game, making some plays.
Ale, play fake, going towards the end zone. Jump ball too strong, too long in the direction of Mackay Muse. Romello Dudson and Burrows actually had the coverage, the safety as well.
Yeah, that's good coverage. I like the play call. Little slot fade to get down in the red zone here. Anytime you have a dude like...
Second time, by the way, in the red zone for Houston today.
He's the type of guy you want to get involved here. Goes in motion in the slot.
Ale, draw. Breaks 1 tackle, but not a second. He initially eluded the first guy, but Dylan Downing was the second to tackle him about the 5.
Yeah, he got dinged right there, too. Hopefully he's going to be all right. This is your introduction to big boy football right here as he scrambles.
Caleb Taylor was the one that had the first crack at him. Brings up 3rd and goal from the 6. Blitz coming off the left edge. Fade into the end zone. Too far. Jonah Wilson, Kobe Bryant just kind of blocked him out. And just like, you're not getting them where you need to go there.
Well, what he was saying to the official right there is like, hey, if this offensive guy is coming off and and he's going to extend his arms, I'm going to do the same exact thing.
Well, Kobe was turned facing the ball, so he's got every right to it
totally
as much as the receiver, Jonah Wilson, does.
He does, but sometimes, man, Fitzos get a little freaky about it, and they'll call DPI from that. He's like, hey, let me just make sure I get ahead of the curve and let you know right now. Don't be calling that on me.
If that throw was inbounds, that most likely would have been his 4th interception of the game. Going for it, 4th and 6. Time, Alley running out. We get sacked. J.B. Brown, I think he got cramped just a short time ago. Back in, gets the sack. And for the second time, the Cougars will turn it over on downs.
He must have went in the locker room, got the IV real quick, and was like, you know what? I need to add to my sack total today. What is that? 1, 2, 3? He's like, that's just sheer effort right here, man. Just comes flying in, and then he starts counting them up. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he's got 2 today. And 4 now on the season. He had 2 coming in.
Love it. It's a fantastic game. Sensational. Really all around.
Well, on this homecoming is Cole Ballard's going to get an opportunity. A guy who started for against K-State last year for Kansas. Playing time, of course, Jalen was injured most of last year. Jason Bean was injured at the time, and they almost beat K-State in Lawrence. That's who Kansas plays next weekend this year in Manhattan.
Well, that's going to be a game.
Yeah, it will. K-State, Kansas. I think Kansas kicking themselves. They had every opportunity to win that game in Lawrence last season.
False start, number 55, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2 minutes, 37 seconds.
How about a day for Jalen Daniels, who the staff thought the game at Arizona State was his best of the season, and we may have a new best today.
He's definitely cooking today. Did a couple easy touchdowns to his buddy Casey. Little cue draw, nice little hurdle to get into the end zone. Excellent handshake at the end.
Savion Morrison gets a carry. And this can take us down to the 2-minute timeout. Nobody stops it.
I'll tell you what, Mark, as a quarterback, Jalen Daniels needs to buy some McGriddles or something for his offensive line, man, because they've done a marvelous.
Here's guys, 21 years of coaching, getting around experienced coaches, a lot like Willie Fritz. He says, I realize how important it would be to take those notes.
Well, here's Savion Morrison. He's going to get up near midfield. Yeah, Kevin Barbe, great offensive coordinator, and came over from Mississippi State and App State. We do have a flag down. That's going to be coming back. Flag's back at the 23. Yeah, Kelly, thanks very much. He's very meticulous.
Number 59, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Roland Gorsica gets called for the hold.
When he was telling us that story, I was like, oh man, I hope he has a digital version.
Kelly?
Yeah, he has upgraded to that. He said, wasn't it me on the phone? Definitely. But I thought it was interesting how he said just last week that he referenced his Brian Borland notes from 2019 at Buffalo. And that is when he was a DC over there and had been transferring schools. And he thought, you know, maybe there was something in his notes about how he was able to get the culture ingrained in that program, and he could maybe use it here with the Cougars.
No detail missed. Kelly, thanks very much. Cole Ballard taking it himself. Now let's take a look as we come inside the last couple minutes of this game. Both teams are going to be 2-5 at the end of this game. Both teams are going to be 1-3 in Big 12 play with 5 games remaining. So each still has a long uphill tough climb to become bowl eligible to get to that 6 mark. Kansas, as we mentioned, is going to Manhattan next weekend for the Sunflower Showdown to take on K-State. Houston goes home. They play their first home game in 28 days. Kind of a weird quirk of the schedule, and they have Utah in Houston next Saturday. The fourth quarter was something that Kansas fans could smile about today.
And you just got to think, Coach Leipold and his squad right now almost taking a deep breath of relief, right? It just seemed like they were so close for so many weeks. And I think he told us, right? I mean, 2-3 balls missed from being 3-3, 4-2. Talk about in the Big 12. It's 3 to 5 plays that separate teams. And today, boy, they've really executed well. And kudos to that man right there.
Lance Leipold's team will get their first conference win in their 5-game losing skid with a 42-14 win. Jayhawks scored on their first 4 possessions. Willie Fritz's homecoming to Kansas City. There was a time or two that got within 2 scores at some point, just couldn't get it a 1-score game. And his team falls, but they get Utah next week.
Yeah, again, I mean, Kansas came out. I mean, you think about 3 picks.
Yeah.
You know, Kobe Bryant's just a difference maker. And we talked about that a lot before the game. With his presence on the field, they just seemed to